Hi to all traders and welcome back to another video brought to you by Orbex. So UK inflation tipping a 41-year high at 11.1%. It was released yesterday, and this was coming off the back of the consensus of 10.7%. So it's quite a steep rise. It's actually moved 1 percentage point to the upside from the last reading, which was at 10.1%. So this 41-year high hasn't really impacted the markets that much at the moment. We'll check the charts shortly, especially the cable, the pound dollar pair. But you have to think that Jeremy Hunt's big autumn budget reveal later today, if that's going to affect any of his decisions going forward until the end of the year at least. We are expecting that the Bank of England is going to raise its rate by 50 basis points in the next reading. But I think the only glimmer of hope or slight break in the dark cloud above the UK is that core inflation, which doesn't measure food or energy, stayed firm from the last reading at 6.5%. So we'll see what's going to happen now, because this 41-year highs, the highest we've seen since 1981, it doesn't really look like it's slowing down anytime soon. The cost of living crisis is really starting to bite, not only in the UK but across Europe as well. We've got the fact that there's going to be no Russian oil at the end of this year as well, so less Russian oil in the world, meaning probably more inflation and possibly more of this bad news for the winter months, at least for the UK and Europe. America seemingly doing a little bit better in their efforts to tame inflation. The last three readings seen it coming down quite sharply from 9.1%. So we'll have to wait and see what the big consequence is for the UK. But at the moment, the markets haven't really reacted. It was pretty much priced in because there was supposed to be a significant increase in inflation anyway at 10.7% from 10.1%. So it hasn't really affected the markets that much. We're still in this bullish channel for cable, and that's because not really anything to do with the sterling. It's more to do with a weak dollar. In the last few trading sessions, we've seen quite heightened job numbers in America, inflation taming. That means there probably won't be so much of aggressive monetary policy shifting for the Fed in their their last meeting before the end of the year. So there is a kind of weakness in the dollar. We've seen gold yesterday on the Market Insights video that we reported shifting towards 1800. So that means once, obviously, if gold's going one way, the dollar is usually going the other way. But at the moment, we're in this bullish channel. Don't seem to be coming out of it anytime soon. We are expecting another slight leg up higher to test this 120 region once again. And this is supposedly probably today. But we'll see what the autumn budget does reveal from the new Chancellor, Jeremy Hunt. Got a lot of pressure on his shoulders because it's his first budget reveal. And he has said that there's going to be quite a lot of tightening. So we could see a slight move to the upside to hit this 120 at this resistance level and then coming back down. How far down, we'll have to wait and see, but it is looking likely that we will see more of a shift on cable, depending on obviously what the dollar is going to be doing as well. So as I said, looking on the 4-hour chart, we are seeing now possibly a slight consolidation. You could say it's an ascending triangle in the sense that we are seeing possibly excuse me, a slight move to the upside and then this correction, but we'll just see how far this correction is going to go. Cable pairs are very, very buoyant at the moment. A lot of people trading on them because of the big moves in the market. The detrimental news we're seeing in the UK as well has really started to shift focus. So we'll see if that's going to have any bearing. Just want to touch on the dollar yen as well, because we're seeing on the dollar yen, just bring it onto the daily chart, that there's a vast correction happening at the moment from these yearly highs that we've seen on the yen. And just pull it back a little bit further just to see the vast corrections we've seen. Obviously, these waves after wave of movement have seen prices started to falter. However, we were expecting, or analysts were expecting, a move roughly to the 145 area, then a move higher, but we've sunk even lower, right down to this 140 area. So it's quite significant in the near term that prices could keep falling. We're expecting a slight consolidation now for a time being before we get the next momentum price. What we're seeing on the RSI is the fact that there is quite a hefty bullish divergence. So we are expecting a move to the upside at some point. We're just waiting to see prices plateau and start moving higher. But if I just remove these drawings, it's a little bit easy to see. As I said, slight consolidation for a time, and then a possible another move to the upside. If we're using the Ichimoku cloud as a indicator here. We're expecting some resistance at the lower border of the cloud. However, if that's pierced and engulfed, then we could see more surprises and more momentum to the upside as well. So just keep an eye on all the major pairs as we head into the last part of Q4 of 2023. Very exciting times. We'll see what's happening in the course of that period. So thank you very much for joining me once again, and I'll see you next time for the latest in fundamentals and technicals for the daily briefing. Until then, have a great trading day ahead, and bye for now.